Good morning and welcome to the Mompreneur News. It is Monday, July 14th, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Mompreneur game. So if you're new, we'll introduce you to what that is. We'll talk about what the prize is for the month of July, and then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff we have coming up on the calendar this week, as well as how to get in on an onboarding call so that I can help you come up with a strategic plan for your business, and our tip of the week, which is getting more sales. So let's get into it. First off, we will start with the Mompreneur game. So if you're in the free group, you will know that we have our Mompreneur games. It is a games where every single month everybody competes and they try to get onto the top of the leaderboard. You have the ability to get to the top of the leaderboard, but also you have extra credit, which means there are special little things that we do within the group that award extra points. And so these extra points get added onto your leaderboard points, and the person with the most amount of points by the end of the month wins the prize. So what are you winning for the month of July? Let's go straight into that. The month of July, we are giving away one-on-one coaching with me. It is my entire program that I typically sell for $3,000. You will get it for free, and that the only contingents I should say on that is we're going to do the sessions live in this free group. Everything will be recorded, but you will still get the help. Like, I will be there for you, but other people can watch. And the really cool thing about that is it's a learning experience for everybody. But also, you're getting all the help that you want, like on those calls. So we set up your entire business for you. We give you marketing strategies, we give you sales strategies, we give you scripts, we give you everything that you need to be successful. And you also get access to our the Mompreneur Club, the paid group, for 100 days for free as part of that program as well. So super, super awesome. Definitely make sure that you are competing for that because I would love to be able to work one-on-one with you. We do have a coffee chat that's coming up. It's literally happening in like 30 minutes. Okay, so 27 minutes. I'm a little off, but I will probably post this afterwards because I'll have to, put it into YouTube and all that stuff in order to post it. But we are having the coffee hour that will be starting. So the way to get to those is you can see right here, it says coffee hours happening in 27 minutes. You can literally just click this and it hops right in here and you click the Google Meet link. Or as you notice, it took us straight to the calendar. So you can come up here and go straight to the calendar and you can select the coffee hour and you will see that it's right on here. So really, really awesome. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. Another thing I wanted to let you all know is you can get your birthday on here. So tomorrow we are celebrating Katie Gauthier's birthday. And so if you want your birthday on the calendar, just make sure that you let us know and I will add it to the calendar so that we can all celebrate with you. Another thing I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of is not only do we have those coffee hours, but if you're in the paid group, which a lot of you are, we also have our group coaching call is on Tuesday, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time. Again, this is all Eastern time. We have our sales coaching with Corbin is happening on Wednesday. Our copywriting call with Olga is happening on Thursday. And the co-working session is on Friday. All of these should still run as scheduled for this week, so we're good to go there. And then next week, where is it? Oh, I think I accidentally took them off the calendars. So we also have at the end of the week, typically, like I think it's the first Wednesday of every. Yeah, for some reason they're not here. Oh, here it is, the 6th. Okay, yes, it's the first Wednesday, so we've already done that. So just disregard all of that I just said. But yes, so we have the regular stuff for the week for the paid group. So that's pretty cool. So we have gone over the games. Okay, so we've gone over the games. We went over the prizes and the calendar. Cool. So onboarding calls. I've been doing onboarding calls with whoever wants it. So basically all you have to do is send me a DM if you want to do an onboarding call or just comment below this post in the group. And what's going to happen is I will send you a link for a 15-minute call and we just hop on a call. I show you how to use the community and I just ask you a whole bunch of questions basically. Most of it is just me asking you questions so I can get the really in-depth overview of what's going on in your business and how I can help you. I will then give you a ton of feedback. So I will sit there, we'll do like a small little like mini session and I just help you kind of work through whatever exact bottleneck you're looking at. And if I think I can help you further, we'll talk about what that might look like. That's it. So super, super helpful calls. And like I said, they're literally only 15 minutes. I did 4 of them last week. I have about 5 of them scheduled for this week. So people are definitely loving those. Tip of the week. So, getting more sales. This is one of the things. I did a poll in the group recently, and I was asking people what they needed more help on. And the overwhelming consensus was like they needed more help on the actual sales calls to actually close these sales. So, obviously, that's a really big in-depth thing. To do like a quick tip of the week is not going to totally solve that problem. But I wanted to remind everybody the follow-up and the touch points are going to be crucial. The higher the price point, the more touch points you need in order to make that sale. Okay, in true mompreneur fashion, I just had to pause this so that I can go deal with children. So let's come back into this. So the higher the price point, the more touch points you're going to need in order to make a sale, right? Because think about it this way. If you are looking to like marry someone, which to a lot of people making a over $1,000 purchase is going to be similar to that, right? And so you want to get to know them. You want to actually know that you can provide value to them. You want to actually be able to get them to trust you a little bit. And so it's just going to take more touch points to get them warmed up enough that they're even open to making that type of a purchase with you. And then if they are open to it, now you need to make sure that like they're able to make that purchase with you and that they're willing to be resourceful if they need to make that purchase with you, right? And so all of that is going to just be more touch points. And so I think this is where like the nurturing comes into play, where you want to make sure that you're nurturing them as much as possible before you actually hop onto a call with them. But even then, if you're doing really, really high price points, having multiple touch points with them, whether it's like an onboarding call, whether it's like, a clarity call, whether it's like just a quick call that you can kind of just find out if you can even help them. Because quite frankly, I am not in the business of like convincing someone that's not a good fit to pay me. That's terrible, and I would not recommend anybody do that because it's just not sustainable, right? Eventually like word's going to come out. So I think the best way to do it is just say, I'm just going to get to know my audience really well and just literally genuinely build relationships with these people, to figure out if I can even help them. And if I can, then like let's schedule a longer call to talk about what I can do to help you. But if you can't, then don't push it. Like just give them some value, and maybe eventually they'll be able to be in a position where that makes more sense. So these are just things that I think is really, really important just to get out of the way first. But then also knowing like 80% of sales actually happen on the 8th follow-up or more. So again, just that consistent, that touch point, just making sure you're consistently following up with people. And also I think a lot of times like we live in a world where everything is super, super personal, and so when someone doesn't get back to us, we automatically assume it means they're not interested, or they hate us, or they don't like that we asked or anything like that. When in reality, 99% of the time, it's literally going to be they saw it and said, "Ooh, I have to respond to this," and then something else came up, right? And so I think a lot of times, or they never even saw it to begin with, and it just got lost in all the messages that they get. So a lot of times, I like to say like, it's not a no until they actually say no, because you don't know what's going on in their life, right? And then even if they do say no, like there's nothing wrong with saying like, okay, is there a better time in the future that I could follow up about this? Because maybe it's a no right now, but it could be a yes later, right? And so it's just really important to like recognize that we're all humans. We need to treat other people as humans too, and just follow up, be remindful, be helpful to them, and then eventually when they're able to, they're going to go ahead and buy when it makes sense to, right? I think that's just kind of like the number one thing with getting more sales is a lot of people, they just don't want to put in the work. They don't realize that there are literal people who spend 40 hours a day doing sales for companies. Like sales in itself is a full-time job because there's so much follow-up, there's so many calls, there's so many all of these things to do. That's why like we like to practice like attraction marketing, which is basically where you put out marketing and say, hey, like this is how I can help you. If people are interested, they join, and then you just nurture them. And then once they get to that point, then you start having conversations with them. So it just kind of like helps like take out some of that middleman. But even then, like you're still going to have to follow up with people. And so once your business is set up, like ideally, once your business is set up, all of your time should be on getting more clients, which means making the phone calls, following up with interested people, and letting more people know about your stuff. That's it. Once everything's set up, those are the only things you should be doing, right? And so I think a lot of people don't realize like that's a lot of work. And so, but once you start making money, then you can start to look at like, okay, let me hire someone to do this on commission, right? Let me hire someone to do some this, and this. Or you build up enough of an audience where now people are just kind of coming to you and you don't really have to do so much marketing anymore. So, like, there's different strategies, of course, but needless to say, like, I'm just all of this, like, it takes time and it takes effort, but this should be your number one thing. If you're not making sales, you're not following up enough, number one, or number two, you're genuinely trying to push them into a sale versus just getting to know them and seeing if they're a good fit and providing value so that they actually want to work with you. So anyway, I hope this is super helpful. I'm going to go ahead and put this on YouTube and drop it in there. We'll see if I get to do it before the coffee chats or not, but can't wait to see you guys inside.